can I go after more custody if I can document how much he sends the kids to his mothers?
Mm, okay. So again, it depends on a few things. The thing about divorce is it's very fact specific. So there's never just a black and white, right or wrong, yes or no answer. So first things first, I would want to know, why is he sending the kids to his mother's? So if it's because he has to work or he occasionally attends a social outing, then it would probably be more difficult to modify the schedule on those grounds because that's pretty common for single parents. Um, However, if he has no work, no other obligations, he's just sending the kids to his mom so he can do whatever he wants, and he rarely or never exercises his parenting time, then that's a different story. So, first things first, review your agreement. That's always the starting place, or review the judgment that the court entered for the parenting schedule. Um, what does it say about when and how to modify the agreement, such as an annual review or attending mediation, things of that nature? And for the sake of the kids and the co parenting relationship, even if it doesn't really feel like a co parenting relationship right now, I always recommend trying to reach an agreement outside of court first if you can, whether that's between the two of you in mediation or some other means. Unless there's an emergency, court should generally be a last resort, especially when there's kids involved. If you can't agree, then your state's statute will dictate what's required to modify. So, for example, in Illinois, you would have to show that the circumstances have changed such that modification is needed to serve the children's best interests. So the court is really looking to provide stability and consistency for the kids. You want to make sure you have a clear change in circumstances that would justify modification. So he said, she said allegations are usually not going to cut it. And remember, litigation takes time, effort, and money if you hire an attorney and perhaps maybe other experts who have to get involved. And again, no guarantees, no control over the outcome. So you really need to balance the pros and cons of going down that path. If you truly believe it's in your children's best interest and you've tried all other options and this is the last resort, then maybe it's the only way. But really, again, take a step back and evaluate what your options really are here.
How do you advise your coaching clients of how to approach a conversation with their co-parent about something like this? Because I think that's where people really get hung up on it. The first thing that comes out of their mouth is this kind of critical, I'm accusing you, spew, and then I get
Mm.
defensive and it devolves into it's going nowhere. I imagine that's a big part of what you do is how to have these conversations.
Yes, it can be frustrating and difficult, especially if you're post divorce, because you don't want to really interact with this person anymore, but you have to if you have kids. So something that I learned even during mediation training is attack the problem, not the person, right? So what's the actual problem here? And in this person's eyes, perhaps it's, I want to make sure my kids actually have meaningful time with their father. And if they're just going to be at his mother's, I'd rather them be with me as the other parent. Or it could be something else. And then also view the problem through his eyes, right? We don't really know why he's sending the kids to his mother's, and what is each person's true needs and interests with respect to this problem. That way, you can really hone in on what are some creative options we can come up with to address this, as opposed to maybe making assumptions about the other person or attacking the other person, which again is understandable, but is not really going to help you solve the problem at hand.
That's good advice. And I think we all need reminders of that constantly. I always tell people write down in your phone what you're going to say to start because you will fly off the handle. And I like what you said too about addressing the problem, but thinking it from their point of view, telling them, I understand you're working a lot, like just empathizing with what they're going through so they feel seen and they feel like, I'm doing all I can here. I have to send them to my mother's. If you can acknowledge that, it just seems like the conversation's going to go a lot better. Let people know where they can find you.
Sure. I'm on Instagram. My name is at Kara Francis Coaching. And then my website is karafranciscoaching.com.
Co-parenting is a challenge under the best of circumstances. More than 1 million parents and family law professionals have trusted Our Family Wizard to successfully navigate the challenges of co-parenting. Choose Our Family Wizard and make co-parenting easier on your family.